Welcome back to the Eye on the Tigers news. I'm Shannon Corey.
And I'm Andrea Ross.
Finally, some good news regarding the Ebola outbreak. The Spanish nurse who became the first person to contract Ebola outside West Africa has now tested negative for the virus, the Spanish government says. The results suggest Teresa Romero, 44, is no longer infected, although a second test is required before she can be declared free of Ebola. Romero contracted the virus when treating 2 infected patients in a Madrid hospital earlier this month.
There is cautious optimism in Nigeria Monday over local reports that the more than 200 abducted Nigerian schoolgirls may soon be released as part of a ceasefire agreement with the country's Islamic rebels, Boko Haram. However, Nigeria's federal government has not yet provided details on the terms of the truce that was announced on Friday by the military. The schoolgirls are alive and well, and talks to free them will continue this week in Chad.
A news report finds 34,500 people are now listed as too mentally unstable to have guns in New York State, under a 19-month-old law that is one of the nation's toughest concerning mental health and firearms. The New York Times reported Sunday that fewer than 300 of the people on the list had a handgun permit, which would have been revoked. Officials say they're unsure of how many guns were seized. Mental health professionals must report patients seen as likely to cause serious harm to themselves or others. If county officials agree, the patients go into the database for 5 years.
The iPhone again proved to be the driving engine behind Apple's blockbuster financial performance, driving quarterly results well past expectations. Excitement for the new iPhone 6 and 6 Plus sparked sales of nearly 39.3 billion iPhones in the last quarter, a record for the months of July through September, and made up for more than disappointing sales of the company's iPad tablets.
The bloody World War II drama, Fury, blew past Gone Girl at theaters this weekend. Gone Girl was tops at the box office for 2 weeks before Brad Pitt and his ragtag group of tank mates in Fury blasted the film to second place. Sony's Fury captured $23.5 million in ticket sales during its opening weekend, according to studio estimates Sunday. Fox's Gone Girl followed with $17.8 million. The week's top 2 films are R-rated adult dramas, followed by 2 PG family films.
The decision stands. Ben & Jerry's announced that they will not be changing the name of their Hazed and Confused ice cream flavor. According to the Huffington Post, the Vermont-based company said they would consider changing the name when a Tampa, Florida couple complained that the name joked about hazing. Incidentally, the couple's son was killed in 2008 while pledging a fraternity.
Police say they flushed out a man accused of stealing the handles and pipes of toilets in parks and restaurant restrooms around a Florida city. St. Petersburg police said Friday that they arrested a 28-year-old homeless man. He's accused of stealing the plumbing from Cracker Barrel, Burger King, Bob Evans, and other restaurants.
Not exactly a repeat of last week in terms of weather. With some of the details, here's Patrick Howell.
Don't expect any change in our weather. We'll have gray skies, spotty showers, and breezy conditions for most of the week as a low-pressure system hunkers down over us. Temperatures won't reach any higher than the mid-50s right through Friday, with rain each day. But there is good news in the long-range forecast. Saturday and Sunday brings us sunshine and more moderate temperatures. So it looks like we'll just have to persevere, and like always, look forward to the weekend.
Let's bring in Kennedy Lamb, who has a peek at sports.
After a 5-day break, it's finally here. Game 1 of the World Series. Then San Francisco Giants visit Kansas City Royals. 2 unlikely teams who in some way, shape, or form have captured the attention of baseball fans. The Giants will start lefty Madison Bumgarner, while the Royals counter with James Shields. It's been a while, but all indications are it will be well worth the wait. The Mexico Tigers football team secured a playoff spot for the first time in nearly a decade and will travel to West Hill Friday night for a 7 p.m. kickoff. The pass-happy Warriors dropped a game last week to Homer, while the Tigers eked out a 1-point thriller against Holland Patton.
With a look at the calendar and today in history, here's Aislinn Bolts.
On the calendar today, we see that the girls' volleyball team enters the last week of its season as they host Fulton tonight at 6:30 for their senior night. Tomorrow afternoon, the SAD Club will meet. Also, tomorrow our German visitors and their hosts travel west to visit Niagara Falls. And our young friends at the middle school have their fall concert tonight, beginning at 7 o'clock in the school's new auditorium. Speaking of the calendar, let's look at this date in history. October 21st, 1879, Thomas Edison invented a workable electric light at his laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. On October 21st, 1917, American soldiers saw action in World War I on the front lines in France for the first time. On this day in 1967, tens of thousands of Vietnam War protesters marched in Washington, D.C. And in 1975, our assistant principal, Mr. Jim Busco, was a happy Red Sox fan, as Sox catcher Carlton Fisk hit a ball that struck the left field foul pole in Boston's Fenway Park for a home run, giving the Red Sox a 7-6 victory in 12 innings over the Cincinnati Reds in Game 6 of the World Series. And we wish a happy birthday to Kim Kardashian. She turns 34 today.
That's all for us today, but we'll be back again Wednesday. We'll see you then.
For the rest of the staff, Night of the Tigers, I'm Andrea Ross.
And I'm Shannon Corey.